Welcome back to this icebreaker survey of the present political situation in the state. I will hand it over without any much ado. I will hand it over to Viraj. Viraj, please continue.
So in this set, first is Panjim, the capital of Goa. So here we have Babush Monserrat. His rating is around 65%. In this set, actually there are 4 defectors who shifted from Congress to BJP. So his approval rating seems to be the highest. Now, interesting thing to note here is the rank and file of the BJP or their core voter base seem to have had a liking to Babush. They are not as rebellious as with the other candidates. They have sort of accepted him for the reason that he can get work done. AAP had got 15% vote in this constituency the last time around. They seem to be improving on their percentage of votes, but due to a lack of formidable candidate from the Congress, and also because AAP share will increase, it is advantage BJP in this particular seat, more so to advantage Babush, I would say. Talegaon, it's a similar situation. The approval rating is slightly lower. Again, AAP had got around 8% vote. It is likely to increase. Congress doesn't have much base, and BJP combined with the Monserrats is a difficult combination to overcome unless there is mobilization of votes on the other side. So again, advantage to BJP. Panjim is a slightly better advantage than Talegaon with the numbers, but still an advantage. Santa Cruz, the rating is around 30%. The incumbent MLA is seen as weak. He is seen as not so efficient. Even last time, if you go to see, he won by a narrow margin. So it is, voters are not very happy with him. Also, there is MGP which played a part. So they had around 12% vote share last time around. AAP had around 8% vote share. So this is a tricky constituency wherein Congress seems to have a upper hand, and Tony is on a very weak base, I would say. Next, shifting to Santander, here MLA's approval rating is around 45%. But the problem here is it's more so to do with the opposition. So there is a candidate from Goa Forward, Bhobe. Congress is yet to announce its candidate, but not someone who is formidable yet. People don't think there's someone who is good enough to defeat Francisco Silveira. So again, advantage, but here the point to note is the advantage is slim. So this could go either way as things progress. So not a very big advantage, but so far it is like this. Last is Kumbharzua. Now this is very complicated constituency. The sitting MLA is perceived as a strong politician. He's someone who gets the work done, but people are very apprehensive because of his health. It is very clear. So if he was in good health, then this would have changed. So they are more to do with his health. So the rating has gone down. As far as BJP is concerned, apart from him, there is another aspirant, Siddesh Naik. He has recently won Zilla Panchayat elections as well. Now coming to the Congress, which is the principal opposition in this constituency, there are 2 candidates. Samir Wadvaikar, who was close to Madkekar some time back and has shifted sides. There is Rajesh Faldesai, who has also joined the Congress. Both of them are vying for the ticket. There's a good show of strength being done by both, which you must have seen through the news. So here the voter is not able to decide which way things will go, because there are 2 candidates on either side, and it might so happen then one of them might shift on the other, and it's very confusing for the voter. So we've kept it at neck to neck for BJP and the Congress.
Now, anything specific you would like to add in, say, Santander or something like that? Why is Silveira, such a big advantage?
It is a very small advantage, I feel. So
small it is, okay.
They don't see another opponent who could defeat him. There are 1 or 2, but they are not perceived to be strong enough, and it's not like a one-on-one fight. That's clear. There's going to be unless there's an alliance between Goa Forward and Congress. So there will be two guys up against Silvera, which gives him a slim advantage.
Valmiki?
I think Tiswadi Taluka, if you see, I think this particular taluka, I feel some of the results that that are being shown are very different from what other surveys have shown, and also my personal experience, because having been very closely contested in Panji and also having done some work in Panji, Talegaon, and visited the other constituencies, I have a slightly different opinion. First of all, in Panji and Talegaon, I would say that people are a little less candid in giving their real opinion.
Okay.
So, like some of the other surveys, which have shown that the Montserrats are not exactly in a favorable position, I feel that I agree that they are not in a favorable position actually. And because of the fear factor, people are not. So it's very dependent on how the survey has been taken place. If they are only very sure that their identity and their opinion will not be publicized, then only then will the survey results will be reliable and candid. So in this case, I am very sure that Panji and Talegaon, these numbers are little higher than the reality. Another point is also.
Who do you think is an advantage in Talegaon and Panji? Congress, who?
No, I think, Talegaon definitely. I'll just give an incident today itself. About the destruction of the roads that happened,
yes.
And our prospective candidate Cecil Rodriguez organized a tree plantation at 10:30. Will you believe it that the sitting MLA Jennifer Montserrat went with 10 councillors and the mayor and started her own tree planting at 9:30?
Yes,
so this is how scared they are of Aam Aadmi Party and Cecil Rodriguez. So this is the reality today. But like I said, even in Panjim, we are assuming that it's very easy for us to say that okay, BJP has its traditional vote bank. Babush also has some hold because of his CCP, power. So it's easy to say BJP plus Babush, and they're going to be they're going to have an overwhelming majority. But the fact is that today the unhappiness in the BJP cadre is most in Panjim.
Okay.
It's extremely high, and I think that is going to factor a lot, because Babush is also assuming that he's going to get all the BJP votes, and that is not going to be so. There are a lot of permutations and combinations that are happening, and like I said, I feel these numbers are already too high for what the reality is shown. And I myself have visited about 2,500 houses in the last 2 months doing door-to-door campaign, and the anti-incumbency is very high against BJP as well as Babush. The other three constituencies. Santa Cruz, there are a lot of candidates and more are being announced as we speak. So it is a little confusing there. San Andre has been a Congress bastion since it was formed as San Andre constituency. Except for Mr. Vishnu Surya Vag, Congress has won hands down. So in this case, in this survey which is showing the advantage to BJP, this is either there is some issue with the survey methodology, or this is a huge concern for Congress.
There is no Congress candidate, right?
Well,
No
it doesn't matter who the candidate is. If you see, they have been voting for the hand symbol.
Okay.
So and this has been true from the last 40 years, like almost since the constituency was formed.
Okay.
Kumbharjo also, again, there are a lot of candidates, and candidates are hopping from one party to another, and that until that settles down, I think again it's very confusing and too early to say whose advantage it is.
Okay. Dudu?
I will not question your numbers because finally you have done work. But from these 5, only one is a minister.
Yeah.
And if the minister's rating is 50%, then it is danger, I would say there. Then 30, 45, 35. Again, this takes into account the incumbency or anti-incumbency of the government. So I would say that 50% which you are showing is danger signal. 30, 45, 35 is again a problem for the government. Now at one place you are showing Congress as the advantage, next place you show Congress at 50-50. But my take here is, from what you are telling me, that the anti-incumbency against the government, at least in Tiswadi, is total. But there is a minister with 50%. Then these three with 30%, 45%, 35%, without the MLA on the other side, on the other side, from what this you are telling me, it's only one seat they could get, and that Talegaon could be 50-50. It could go anyway.
Giriraj, I think you should.
See, I think as far as Tiswadi is concerned, I will not say that BJP has ever taken this taluka for granted. I keep repeating this on most of my arguments that even at the peak of BJP's popularity, which was in 2012, BJP only managed Panji and Sant Andre. So I think BJP is aware about the fact, as far as Panji is concerned, it's a bastion.
That time it was, wait, let me interrupt. You know who was the MLA at that time?
Win?
In 2012 and whatever. It was because Parrikar was there.
Of course, I see, again, I think we can actually, have a different debate on this is the first assembly election post Parrikar, and what is the impact it's going to have is something that can be assessed in different ways. But as far as the party is concerned, you can ask people that one thing that Mr. Parrikar also thought was, I think, loyalty towards the party. So as far as Panji's seat is concerned, it has remained a bastion for BJP, and I think irrespective of the candidates, I think Panji will remain. As far as Talegaon is concerned, I'll be, we'll have to accept that it has been the, now become a stronghold of the Monserrats. So as of now, if you ask me, the only result I don't agree with is Kumar Zua, because I think whatever anti-incumbency is there is because also of the health issues that the MLAs faced. So I think what becomes critical for BJP is a candidate selection. And Santa Cruz, if you go with the result, I think whoever has got the Congress ticket basically has won. So candidate selection, along with also, because today, even in Santa Cruz, you see there are too many players who are interested. So I think it can actually be 5-0 as well in favor of the BJP, but 4-1 looks very highly, high probability.
What I was talking about-
One more, from if you look at this position as it is, it looks like it could be 3-2, because finally, as Valmiki also said, that Sant Andre has been a bastion. If Sant Andre is a Congress bastion and MLA rating is 45%, which also includes the anti-incumbency of the government, I would say that should go to the natural opposition to it. Because finally here also, the advantage of AAP, which last time was, as we are told, 8% of the votes. And last time I feel AAP had put the best foot forward. So that way I think it should be 3-2.
See, but again, coming to Sant Andre, I am from Sant Andre, being born and brought up in Nevra. Originally from Nevra, so I can say one thing, apart from 2012, Silvera has been there for a long time.
Long.
So, if you want to believe, again, too early to decide on the candidate or speak on, but suppose Silvera is the candidate, I think it will be too naive for us to believe that he does not have a personal vote of his own. And BJP's vote share, if you see, remains a certain, to a certain degree it remains constant. So I feel Sant Andre is very much advantage BJP, and so I think it's a very favorable as far as Tiswadi is concerned.
One thing to say that you have been there for a long time, and because you there for a long time, there is an advantage.
Maybe
See,
possibly
there
a
is some
disadvantage.
there is an advantage. You see, sell by date issue is always there.
Shelf life.
The shelf life of these people also come into picture.
Valmiki, you are a Panjim candidate. You agree with that?
No, as I said, I think it is not a very candid response by the electorate.
People.
Yeah, I
Much
feel
close
that-
market.
Yeah, because there have been so many surveys, many agencies are doing, many TV channels are doing, even many parties are doing. So people are now a little wary who's doing what survey. So they are not. People are a little wary. Like
65%
because-
is like very little surprising for
Ex-
Panjim.
extremely high.
No,
extremely
because
high.
what happens there, according to me, is that Panjim Talegaon is taken as a small sultanate.
Cha,
Yeah,
we Pondicherries don't
no,
take
no, it's a sultanate. It's a sultanate, and
I think there are 2 points two points that I agree, disagree with both Valmiki and Cleophas Bab. To a certain extent, one, Valmiki said people of Panji will be scared about their identity. I think to a large extent, people of Panji become influencers. They have a huge influence, across Goa. So I don't think people of Panji are actually, so if you ask me, this is a general tendency where people genuinely vote for the BJP. So I think it's a very much a approval of the party more than anything else.
But Babush is not known as the BJP.
BJP
In fact,
man
he is
at all.
known as anti-BJP. The cadre of BJP has campaigned against Babush. In the last election itself, you should have seen the words the Chief Minister himself used for
That is
Babush.
why I said, irrespective of the candidate, it is advantage BJP in Panji. And as far as, to say that it's a sultanate, I think this is the first time. He has lost in the past also. So I think this is not a fair assessment.
No.
See, Talegaon, as I said,
No, he has lost in the
Talegaon,
past, but look at his performance in the municipal elections. See, it is not that you are looking at assembly
Talegaon,
conference only.
I will give it to you, but as far as Panji is concerned, see, what I'm trying to say is, people of Panji and voters deserve a lot more credit than that.
I hope. Anyway, Samir.
Yeah, so when it comes to Panji in 2017, Babush stood on UGP ticket. So there was no Congress backing or such. But Siddharth won. Then Manohar Parrikar came back to Goa by poll cell. That time Babush backed out. So in 2019 assembly election, this must be noted. During bypolls and Lok Sabha assembly elections held on the same day, Siddharth lost. But Shripad Babu got a big lead in Panji as a Siddharth loss. So that must needed to be introspect. So if Shripad Babu can get a good lead, why Siddharth is losing when he is contesting on BJP? So then CCP elections. CCP elections, two group formed. Babush BJP and Parrikar BJP. So the Parrikar BJP bloc contested against the candidates of the Babush panel. Even Datta Prasad Naik from Talegaon, the former candidate of BJP, he also outstayed as a spokesperson. So in this election, the same thing will repeat. There will be two groups, Babush BJP and Parrikar BJP. So Kumkolikar is also planning to contest and Parrikar is also
I will
contest.
only rebut one point. I think there is only one BJP. And see, tomorrow, that way, even
No,
Vijay
this
has
will
tried.
be a big challenge for a BJP to manage,
I'll
which
just
the
tell you one
Babush-
thing. Even for that matter, somebody like a Vijay Sardesai has tried to invoke Manohar Parrikar legacy. So tomorrow, whoever may, claim, but if you ask me, Mr. Parrikar stayed with the party, and I don't think he himself would have allowed anybody to say Parrikar. No, I agree. There are factions.
To manage will be a big challenge.
There
in
are
managing.
factions, but what I'm only trying to say is when ultimately you go to elections, it will be one BJP. There may be a certain
I think what he is saying is
Yeah.
internally there are too many problems and externally a facade is put up. And maybe as he says that facade will finally work out.
I think, as far as internal problems are concerned, I think Congress has a lot more problems to sort out. In fact, Cleophas, I actually did not want to bring it up. Cleophas talked about FIRs. Industry associations going against the government. Goa Small Industries Association had filed a FIR in Congress government. If you remember, please try and remember that.
See, those FIRs
No,
and
no,
cases,
no,
there
no,
was
but you
there
made
was
a-
a case against
you
Movin Gudino.
No,
See,
no,
the point,
Babu Kavlekar, where na?
No, but it was
Well,
against the
the point
government.
that
No,
I'm
but
trying
he
to-
said
I'm
कि
not
industry
only-
associations never
Correct.
speak against
No,
government. They
normally-
filed a FIR against
See,
you.
the problem- the
Because Louis
problem-
Berger is still not forgotten. Like
See,
we
the
said,
prob-
Digambar Kamath is out on bail.
Correct.
Your
See-
Congress minister went to jail.
See, the
Churchill
That
Alamau.
rhymes, yaar.
Huh?
What is the-
Come on, out on mail, leave, come on.
So the
So all I'm trying to
was-
say is, as far as your internal problems are concerned, I think Congress is the last one. I mean, Reginald, I don't know on what basis he has stayed back, but even they don't know. And as I said, out there, any which ways they are like endangered species. The Congress MLAs. One has already dropped out, and we don't even know where others are going.
Okay, Doctor.
Yeah. No. The problem that I was telling you is in the beginning when I was told about the industry association. See, the association, particularly the industry body, normally does not take a stand.
But they took against you.
Wait. The problem is here, the GSIA and the CREDAI very clearly tell us that it is money that works. There is one minister who is referred to as Mr. 30%. Of course, he gets 30% ratings also. So all these things are known. He may not want this to be opened. So all that I am trying to say is, this government is the most corrupt government we have seen so far. I will tell you, I am a lawyer. The index of corruption can be seen at the Mamladar's office and the collectorate office, where there is something called mutation partitions. With the passage of time, the graph goes up and up and up. So if you see now, it was there at that time, it was there now, and the graph goes up like this. It's a total index of corruption you can see from two departments. One is mutation partition, other is the town and country planning department. So these are the most corrupt departments, which I was saying that people shall be putting the anger out in the next elections.
See,
And
as
the
far as
anger is
corruption
going to
is,
come out in favor of Aam Aadmi Party, because like Giriraj said, Congress didn't have roads, we at least have pothole roads. Cleophas Babu is saying that there is more corruption now. Choose the Congress which is slightly less corrupt, but corrupt, definitely. And it was voted out because of its corruption. So they are just saying that BJP is more corrupt. So because of this, like I told you, people are sick and tired of this. From 1990s, we are seeing the history of Goa's politics. You know, for the 15 years from 1990 to 2005, we had 16 changes of government. You know, people were just pulling each other's legs, unseating others. There were chief ministers for like 6 months, 8 months. Somebody was chief minister for 13 days. And because of that type of politics, where we had 16 changes of government, including President's rule, I'm saying, in those 15 years, no new industries came. Today, the job shortages we are suffering is because of the bad politics of that time. And now people have realized that, you know, we can't, just because it's a two-party system, we cannot be stuck in this cycle every 5 years. Because we are losing out on progress, we are losing out on development. And this time, like I said, AAP is seen as a clear choice. It is seen as a trustworthy choice and the only option which can give a stable and non-corrupt government.
I think as far as since we are sitting in a survey, you know how AAP's claims fall flat. There was a Kautilya survey last time which showed them 22 seats
35% vote share.
with 35% vote share, and we all know what has happened of them. See, a party that lost deposit in 38 seats out of 39 seats they contested. I don't think I really need to counter them, saying that how people have seen them as a clear alternative. Even in the Jilla Panchayat, if they were so credible, they would have, BJP won 32 out of 49 seats. Where was AAP?
See, 2017 was a different scenario because at that time
that's what I'm
we
saying.
were
In 2017, you said the same.
it was a new
That
party.
people have
Even
seen
the-
through.
It was a new party.
Secondly,
and the
Valmiki-
Delhi model
No,
was not
I just,
Valmiki-
Are Delhi model, I'll tell you.
See, Valmiki-
It was only
As
about
of 2020, there were 45% shortage of teachers in Delhi. Your pupil to teacher ratio is 32:7. You go to see. That's what I'm saying.
Let us not
That's what I'm
go into
saying.
all
If you want to debate, see whether it is corruption or whether it is Delhi model. I think Mr. Parrikar used to do a very simple thing. Either he would seek details as a opposition leader or through RTI, and he would expose. Anga asked today, Congress has no absolutely. They have not been able to.
Voters
sit on the
of Goa, voters of Goa are very smart. They decide very, it's a very decisive
See,
mandate.
Valmiki-
Even in 2017 when AAP contested, people felt that okay, this is not the right time. We were a new party at that time, and our Delhi model also, we were 2 years into government. We had not established the Delhi model yet. Today, it's 6 years later. People have seen the effects of our good governance there. That is why today we are a clear
We
choice.
had Lok Sabha elections in between. What was the vote share in Lok Sabha elections compared
I
to
think
the last assembly elections?
AAP's popularity was much more in 2017.
Certainly.
People have seen what they can do, how AAP's failure, they have crumbled. So basically, I don't think government people of Goa will vote for
saying
odd
that the
even.
people of Delhi who have given 62 out of 70
Okay,
seats,
guys.
See,
they have what?
let us not
They
go
are
into
calling
Delhi.
them.
See,
Yeah.
again,
But
is he calling them dishonest? Is he calling them stupid?
Valmiki, let us not
if numbers matter, then AAP should say nothing against Narendra Modi.
Let me
See,
just
no, no,
let
no.
me just say
Because
that
he has
these
won with
numbers-
bigger number.
See, no,
You didn't have bigger
numbers are
numbers.
Approval
One-
ratings of the
one-
MLAs.
see, forget
Wait
the
for them
approval.
to come out with vote share numbers. You will see that our vote
See,
share
the
has increased. in
Problem,
Goa.
problem is vote share of AAP. What was it in 2017 and 2019? There is a dip there. No,
No,
unless the
Lok
yeah,
No,
no,
Lok
no,
Sabha
don't-
assembly
you
is
can't
different.
you
Yeah,
can't
you are comparing
see,
apples
when-
to oranges.
when you want
No, no,
you
no,
use
but His Excellency Arvind Kejriwal was once a Prime Minister candidate.
see, no, you
You
can't
know
have
who
it-
contested
you
from
can't have- you
Varanasi?
can't have
He has
bigger-
become a joker. You know,
very much-
it's a
very much
theatrics.
still a Prime Minister
Let's
candidate,
move
and I
on to
hope
the
he will be
next
one day.
segment. Okay, guys, see, I don't know. The way you are attacking up, I think you are scared of them, yeah.
Why?
I don't you
I am saying they are irrelevant.
Up.
I am saying they are irrelevant.
Okay, fine.
No, because they know they are exactly like each other. They
See,
pretend to fight.
I
They
told
pretend
you,
to fight, but in the
people have
end,
shown 38 out of
whether you
39.
vote for BJP or Congress, you get a BJP government.
38 out
So
of
people are
39.
tired of that.
38
They want
out
to
of
vote for
39.
AAP and get a
But I
AAP
mean, that's a
government.
ban
No,
now.
no,
Just
the-
because
the-
10 of them went, you cannot say something.
That's a fact. That's a
No,
sad
the
fact.
problem
Arre,
is
you
we
are
talking on
taking
numbers.
all people from, you know, who are possibly not getting a ticket from BJP or this. Shiroda is a prime example.
Okay.
No,
okay,
she's the vice
guys.
president
We are
now.
out of time. We are out of time. Let's move on to the next segment. Thank you. And keep watching Goa 365.